10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Welcome to the Ashmont Realty Podcast. I'm excited. We're kicking off this new podcast. It's Jaden Johnston and Adam Ashman in the house. So, how are you, Jaden?
I'm doing good. How are you, Adam?
Good. So we got a really good topic. So this podcast is anyone in the service industry. Anyone, realtor, insurance, mortgage. We're going to talk about different things to like drive new business and just whatever's on the top of our head. So, but today we're going to talk about being 5 Mile famous. So what does that mean to you, Jade, when I say that?
5 Mile famous. Just being the first person that people think about when they're thinking real estate.
Yeah. I mean, that's I don't know where I heard that. I stole it from somebody, but I always thought that was cool because I think a lot of agents, that's today's topic, being 5 Mile famous. What does that mean? But I think most agents always want to be that, like they want to be the person that everyone thinks of, when they're going, thinking about something. And there's a statistic that came out that 76% of people choose the first place that comes to mind in a service industry. So like pizza, like what's your favorite pizza? And it can't be your mom's.
Let's say
Jaden's mom has a restaurant. We can't use
I have
her.
2 pizza people, actually. My dad has some really good pizza there at Westgate too, but if I had to be without them, it would probably be East of Chicago.
Okay. Why? Why is it East of Chicago?
I'm all about the crust. More crust, the better.
All right. Do they advertise heavily?
Now that I think about it, no. I think that's just maybe more preference. When I used to live in Lima, we used to get a lot of mail, like little advertisements and things for them. So maybe that's why it sticks so hard.
So if she's not loyal to her family and their restaurant business, she's going to East of Chicago. But that's kind of how it is. Like the first thing that comes to mind is like what you decide, or car dealerships. But we're talking about real estate, and and you want to be at top of mind. Now, that's easier said than done, right? Like if everyone could just hit a button, be top of mind, then they would do it. But it's not that easy. So in the old days, before the internet, right? There was ways to do it. So Jane's younger than me, so I'm going to date myself, but you'd mail out letters, you would go door to door and all that kind of stuff. Like Rotary clubs or, referral groups, all that kind of stuff. But if you think about it, how easy we have it now, because you don't have to do that anymore. If you were from a wealthy family and they were part of a country club, wow, what a captive audience. But the internet's like leveled all of that out now. And it's really, it's made it fair for everybody. It's called the freaking internet. So I know some people, I'm going to tease Heather Mann. She listens to this, but she's older than I am. Don't tell anybody. But, she was really reluctant to getting on Facebook, had no social media experience at all. And I said, well, and she's really good at it, isn't she, Jaden? Like,
yeah, she does great. You wouldn't
very active,
have any apprehension at all.
I know, super active on it. And I was like, we were out to lunch one day, and I said, why are you doing such a good job with that? And she said, it's business. Meaning, the thing she said first and foremost was, it's free. It's free. And that's what we're going to talk about. We can talk about how to do all these groups and clubs and things like that, but we're going to talk about social media today. That's going to be the big topic of discussion. So what's the stats on social media? Because Jaden, she did her homework. I didn't. She's a smart one in the podcast, not me. So tell everyone about the different users and stuff. How many people are on what platform each day? This is day, guys, not by week or
Yes,
month.
so the daily users on Facebook alone is 1 billion. We got 1 billion daily users on Facebook. And then Instagram is right about the same, right at 1 billion users. And then TikTok is even past them. They're at 1.5 billion on TikTok daily users. So these
Yeah,
aren't just accounts, it's daily users.
I didn't know TikTok. I know TikTok surpassed Facebook, but that's 50% more. That's crazy. That's a lot more than I expected. So any realtor, and I was apprehensive about it. I was a little apprehensive about getting on TikTok, but then we started doing shorts, and there was some funny, goofy stuff that I personally did, and I don't know, but I guess the thing about it is this: I know a lot of people of my age, and I mean my maturity,
Your
that
maturity.
that are on TikTok all the freaking time, and listen, and there's still a lot of opportunity on TikTok. And the one thing I learned, which is really creepy, is their algorithms are really good. And we're not going to go into that. That's like really high level stuff. But I get this all the time. I'll get someone that'll say, "You're always on TikTok." And I'm not. But what happens is that like they watched a video of mine, and then now I'm in that like their algorithm, and I always come up. And my sister-in-law said that, and she's like, the second video I ever watch on TikTok is you. And I was like, I really don't put much on TikTok, but I got in her algorithm. And she's like, so, which is good. That's what you want. That means you're top of mind. And I know that my sister-in-law, Nicole, hi, Nicole, if you're listening, she loves me, but yet, like, it's free. It takes some time to do, to do the content and stuff like that, but it's totally free, guys. It's crazy why you wouldn't take advantage of it. So,
Exactly.
yeah. So let's talk about know your audience. Jaden,
Okay.
what's going on with that one? What do you mean
So
by that?
I mean, I think most people in the sales industry or service industry, one of the main parts you need to know is who is going to be your future client, right? Who is that person? What's the demographic? That kind of thing. And you want to think of that when it comes to your social media as well. If you are we're talking real estate, so if you're a real estate agent that's got mostly first-time home buyers and that's kind of what you're working with, then you're probably looking at an age group, anywhere between 18 to 30, 35, maybe, right?
Mhm.
And some of the statistics that I came up with online, when you're looking at these different social platforms, that's kind of what you want to keep in mind is what demographics are most popular on those social media platforms. So for Facebook, one of their largest demographics that uses their platform is 18 to 35-year-olds, which most people would think it would be a lot older, and it can be, but that's what the statistics are showing right now. And then
Really? So I
yeah,
thought it would be older. I thought it would be like 30 to 50. So it's actually
it's like 18 to 35, right?
is
And
their largest demographic of Facebook
their
right now.
largest. Now, as far as that older group, that 35 to 50, Facebook has the most users in that demographic, but
Got
it's
it.
not their
Okay.
largest group of users that are on daily, if that
I
makes
see.
sense.
That makes
Yeah.
sense. Okay. So if your target market was, um, for example, someone who not your first time home buyer, but the second time home buyer, then you would definitely want to be on Facebook because, right, they have the lion's
Right.
share of that age demographic. So, okay,
Yes.
got it.
Yes.
All right, that makes sense. Okay,
And some millennials, from what I've read online, they're kind of swinging toward Instagram. They're like right in the middle. And some older
right.
millennials, it could be on their second home too. So, it's just knowing who that client is and making sure you're reaching them on those platforms.
What's Instagram? Do you have the data on the other ones?
Instagram, I believe let me double check here before I say
Sure.
it. Um, so its largest demographic on their users is 18 to 24.
Oh, okay, that's a lot younger.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
So
wonder what the average age is. The average age of a homeowner now, like first time home buyer. I thought it was like it surpassed 30 years old, like during the pandemic. And that was like the first time ever So I don't know. I'll have to look that stat up. But
Yeah,
so
that'd be an interesting stat to
yeah.
know.
So Instagram, their largest group of users is 18 to 24. Do they where do they well, let's talk about TikTok. Let's go next to TikTok. Do you have anything on them?
I did not pull up
Okay.
anything on TikTok.
I
I
bet
was
it got
going to,
really
I just
old really
didn't get
fast.
around to it. I would assume it's probably a lot, not the bulk of it, but I bet they are the platform that reaches younger viewers for sure. You know, like that
Yeah.
teenage years up to 18. They probably get a lot of traction on there for that. Um, but I mean, I would assume that it's pretty much millennials and older too. I mean, it's just gaining traction like crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's always the same thing. It's always the kids start it first and then the adults do it next. Like I don't know why it's always that way.
I think the
There-
parents and stuff get curious, you know, like, "Oh, what's this all about?" What, and they're checking on
yeah,
their kids and things, and then they figure out they actually like it, and then they stick
right.
around.
FOMO. We fear of missing
Yes,
out.
fear of missing
Yeah.
out for sure.
Right. Yep. For sure. So next it's Snapchat. Or no, they call it
Oh,
Snap. It's called Snap, not
Snap,
Snapchat. That's stupid.
whatever.
That's stupid. So, well,
But they
then I
say
guess
that's next, so
maybe I don't know. There's too many. There's a lot of them. But I mean, we post religiously on Facebook and Instagram. A lot of videos on YouTube. This will be obviously this is on YouTube. But ultimately, yeah, take advantage of it. I mean, it's free. It's free, and you can overthink it. I mean, you can overthink your content. But let's talk about that. I just segued into it, and I didn't even try. That was not
it
planned.
worked out perfect,
It
yeah.
did, yeah. Like, okay, let's
Yeah.
talk about what to post. And I like data. I'm not a math guy because you're the smart one, Jaden. I'm not a math guy, but I am a data guy because data does not lie. You can't lie about numbers.
Right.
But we'll talk about the data. So we've all kind of heard of the 80-20 rule. The 80-20 rules basically in sales, they talk about like 20% of your staff do 80% of the business. But we're not talking about that like sales part of it today. We're talking about the quality or the type of content.
Yes.
So you want to take that, Jaden, about
Sure.
what
Yeah,
type
so
of
pretty
content?
much
Go ahead.
what that 80-20 rule is saying, you know, is that you want to have 80% of your posts being personal or authentic, and the other 20% is work related. So, and personal and authentic is, you know, putting in your daily life and what's going on around you and trying to get people to relate to your brand, you know, more than just the real estate itself, but you as a person. And I think what really makes that work is when people go to your Facebook page or your website and they're scrolling through and all they see is real estate, real estate, real estate, or insurance, 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 you know, it can kind of get redundant versus putting in your personal things in there as well. When they interact with those personal posts, you're getting more engagement. And
Mhm.
the Facebook algorithm is going to favor you, any algorithm on the social media platforms. When you have more engagement, the more favorable you are to the algorithm. So when they are liking your posts of your kids or your Easter outing or anything like that, then your realtor posts or your business posts are most likely going to show up on their feed as well.
Yeah,
So
that's a good
it's
point.
good to have that 80-20 rule in play because it's going to benefit you in the end. And it takes the pressure off. You're not thinking every day, you know, what real estate stat do I need to post or what real estate this or that. You know, you can incorporate more of your life and you into it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. And it used to drive me crazy because we would spend a lot of time and talk about housing statistics and no one would ever like it or whatever. And you post something about like, oh, me and the kids are camping or it's my daughter's birthday. And it's like the internet just freaking blew up, right? And it's
Yeah.
and they love it. And but I can tell you this. I can tell you this, like unfortunately I had or was at my uncle's funeral on Monday, and we were, I cannot tell you how many people are like, "Oh, how's the real estate business?" And I haven't seen these people for a long time. now I know they care about me or whatever, but they know everything that goes on. What's the real estate? Oh, you guys did this and that, and they know because they're watching. And what I'm trying to say is that they walk in a room and they see me and they're like, "Oh, hey, Adam, how you been?" And at top of mind is real estate. That's the thing,
They
or fishing,
automatically associate you with real estate.
or
Yes.
fishing and boats, and one of the two, right? But that's immediately where they go to. That's top of mind. So I guess it doesn't make a difference like how you get there or whatever. And I like what you said, Jaden, is you take the pressure off of yourself. Like I post a lot of stuff on fishing and boating and camping and things like that, and that's what people know me. Is that my brand? Not necessarily. I mean, that's just who I am. I mean, be authentic on social media,
But
but
essentially that is your brand, right? I mean,
yeah, you're right.
people are they and it's sad because people don't really think to like go find a real estate agent. Usually they know one or know someone who knows one. And that's where that top of mind is so important because you just want to be that first person that they think of. And
Mhm.
even if, the more personal you are and the more personal brand you have behind it, the more they can relate to you, which is why those personal posts are they create so much more engagement because they feel like they can relate, right? So
You're right.
that's all we're trying to do is just try and be on a personal level and stay as top of mind as we can.
Yeah. And I think as long as you're professional and I know this wasn't a statistic, but 70% of people only interview one real estate agent. Okay. So if you're a new agent, I'm going to repeat this. 70% of people only interview one agent. And you know what? That's not fair for the seasoned agents. But if you're new and you're top of mind and you're likable, you have zero track record. Say you just graduated from Hondros, right? And I'm like, and you go to that client's house and they say, nah, he or she's so nice. Yeah, let's go with them. And then you have me like, oh my gosh, I taught them in class. I forgot more than they know. But no one cares. They care about you. They care, like they like you. And if you're professional and you're top of mind and you create opportunity for yourself, then you'll win every time. So I think that's a great thing when you're a new agent. Don't get hung up on that so much. Just start building your brand. The brand is you. I love how you said that, Jane. Like you are the brand, whatever you are. If you like, I don't know, Barbie dolls, or do you like Pokemon? Like
Whatever. Yeah.
do it. Just do it.
Someone's going to relate to you and
Yeah, that's exactly right.
and be
Exactly
able
right.
to create that connection. People want to have and work with services that they know, like, and trust.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. And the
Ab-
more personal you are and your brand comes out that way, the more they can relate to you and more likely they're going to think of you and choose you.
Yeah, absolutely. So, but I don't know. I think we're gonna leave off on that.
That sounds good. It rounded out
Sounds
real
good.
nice. So
Yeah, and then Jade and I, we have our company meeting right after this, so we got to get off and prep. So,
yeah, we do.
all right. Well, thanks for joining this episode of Ashmont Podcast, Realty Podcast. I missed that. So this is Adam Ashburn, Jaden Johnston, and we will see you all next time. Thanks for listening. Bye, everybody.
Bye.